Hey everyone! Alright, so now my next list for Amy's top fives is going to be my top 5 favorite sexy leading men. This is actually probably the hardest list for me to think of because while I do find a number of the leading men in Hollywood at present quite sexy, some of them I just couldn't deem as top 5 worthy. So nonetheless, I have narrowed it down, and don't judge, but here are my top 5. Okay, so my number 5 is, I don't know why I'm embarrassed by this one, but my number 5 is Robert Pattinson. While I used to be a huge fan of the Twilight series, I'm not a huge fan anymore. But when I was a huge fan of Robert Pattinson, and I still am. And to be honest, I had a thing for Robert Pattinson when he was Cedric Diggory. And so when I first started watching Twilight, I was like, that's Cedric! I just think he is super, he's just hot. And it's the accent, I think. It's always the accent. Why is that? But yes, number 5, Robert Pattinson. Okay, so my number 4 is Henry Cavill, or Cavill. I have no idea how to pronounce his last name, but he, the reason that I first came to notice him was in the Tudors, I think it was on HBO series, and he played one of King Henry VIII's close friends, and since then I thought that he is just damn fine. I saw him in Immortals, and although I hated the movie, he was damn fine in that too, and now he's going to be Superman, and he's just he's just lovely to look at. That's my number 4. Okay, so my number 3 is actually Ewan McGregor, and no, my son Ewan was not named after Ewan McGregor, but he does have a nice name. But I don't know exactly what it is about him. I think it's like a quiet maturity that I get from him. Maybe it's because of the roles that he's taken, or I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I really like Ewan McGregor. Yeah, he's my number 3. My number 2 is a good old Canadian boy, and that's Ryan Gosling. He is just blonde hair, blue-eyed yumminess all over. He just seems so kind of like quiet, steely, I don't know. And then The Notebook just kind of like put him over the edge. He is just very nice, and it's so funny. I kind of tend to like have crushes on like geeky guys, and he was on, I don't know if any of you remember the show Breaker High, but Ryan Gosling was actually on that show, and I had a crush on him then, and I was always super embarrassed to like tell my friends that, because we all watched the show, and they always had crushes on Alex, or I forget what the other guy's name was, the kind of rebel guy. And I was always pretend like that I had a crush on them too, but actually my crush was Ryan Gosling's character. I can't remember what his name was on the show, but yeah, that was a great show. Anyone else remember that show? But yeah, crush on him since then, and then seeing him in The Notebook was like, oh. So yeah, number 2, Ryan Gosling. Okay, so my number 1 is James McAvoy, and I don't know what it is about boys with accents, or at least accents to me, but it just does something. It just kind of gives them a little bit more sexiness. I don't know what it is. But yes, I just think he is very sexy. I loved him in Atonement. There is a scene between him and Keira Knightley, and every time I see it, I'm just like, hello. And I loved him in Becoming Jane. And yeah, he was in X-Men as well, but he wasn't like super sexy in X-Men, but I think it's because I really liked him in Atonement, why I had this super huge crush on him. So he is my number 1. Alright, so that is my top 5 favorite leading men, so please let me know what yours is down below. Please don't judge me on mine, because I think they're probably a little bit different. I think like a lot of people would have like a Gerard Butler or a Bradley Cooper, or, you know, I don't know, they just seem like more normal to me. But nonetheless, I'd love to hear what your guys's are. But yeah, other than that, if you have any questions, leave them below. And other than that, I will see you tomorrow. All right.